Our job is to report the news, not fabricate it. That's the government's job.
Right, very quick one here, guys. Updating a story I covered before relating to Gary Lineker and a house guest he wanted to bring in. This is all on top of a little shopping trip the other day without a face nappy, despite screaming from the rooftops that you must wear the new coercive control tool that they are calling face masks. Well, it seems his house guest claim actually happened, even if it was only for like a day or something. His virtue signalling actions are really no more than the bare minimum he could get away with, which was what we all expected. Now, like I said, we already knew he would do that, so it's not really newsworthy, but what is worthy of laughing at is the ridiculous letter he posted to Twitter claiming to be from this guy. And let's be honest, even the fact that he posted the letter to Twitter, which is from this person apparently thanking him, states to me he only did it for the brownie points on Twitter, like a low-life tosspot that we know him to be. He didn't do it to help anyone, he did it to literally help himself. Now naturally the media are gushing about this, but I find myself questioning the handwriting of the letter and its similarities to Gary Lineker's. Of course, I could be wrong since I am no expert on writing, but there are some similarities to my eye. So let's have a look at the note and the handwriting involved. Let me know if something looks odd to you. It reads, "When I was moving to your home, I was worried you might be unfriendly and conservative, but it was all reverse what I thought," which is a rather confusing thing for an apparent migrant to say, but we will continue. "During my stay in your beautiful home, I never felt that I am a stranger or guest, but it seemed to me as if I am a member of your family." What a load of bullshit that is there. I'm sorry, I'm just calling bullshit on that right now. It goes on, "I can never forget your hospitality, love and company that you and your lovely children gave to me. There is a saying in Balochi language that if you give me a glass of water, I owe you my entire life. In fact, you did more. Best wishes, Rashid." Now, does anyone else think that sounds like the biggest load of bullshit you have ever heard? Because it certainly sounds that way to me. As a matter of fact, it sounds like something that Gary Lineker might write himself. You know, the Labour-loving lefty tosspot that he is. Within the first word or two, he's talking about conservatives. I thought you was a conservative. What the actual fuck is going on with that? Now, as you can see there, with this apparent letter sitting side by side with Gary Lineker's signature, to me, it certainly looks like there are some similarities. The G's and things like that do look relatively the same. It could well have been written by the same person, or it could not. But either way, this laughable attempt by Gary Lineker to virtue signal on Twitter is pathetic in my opinion, and the BBC are apparently going to be clamping down on it. I guess we will actually have to wait and see if they do. Gary Lineker's Twitter is going to plunge into the shitter real quick if he's not allowed to tweet political nonsense like this. But apparently, from what I can tell, the guy came and stayed for only a few days or a day at most maybe, and then was gone, because he is certainly not there now. The most credible time frame I've seen so far is about 24 hours. I could be wrong, it could be more, or it could even be less. Either way, this virtue signalling bollocks, in my opinion, is clear to see. Gary Lineker didn't do this to help anyone out but himself, as I've already said.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.